Okay, let's just say what we're all thinking. This isn't about a basketball game anymore. This is about a business empire being built in real time. And at the very center of it, Caitlin Clark, injured, exhausted, scrutinized, hyped, marketed, idolized, is carrying it all. And now she's being pressured to come back before she's ready. Not because the team needs her, not even because the fans miss her, but because the entire machine depends on it. Yeah, it's that deep. Let's rewind a bit. Caitlin Clark's rookie season was supposed to be a fairy tale. If you're here for the real story and not the filtered version, subscribe. And if you're sticking around for the next meltdown, you better definitely subscribe. The golden girl of college hoops stepping onto the WNBA stage with millions of new eyes on her. Sold out arenas, headlines, media coverage that women's basketball hadn't seen in decades. And for a while it was magic. Everywhere she went, instant sellout. Her name in every conversation. Her jersey flying off shelves faster than you could click add to cart. Entire cities treating her arrival like a celebrity tour stop. But beneath the surface, the cracks were already forming. She was taking hits. Overplayed, undersupported. Officiated like a second-tier rookie, not the literal future of the league. And while everyone around her was raking in the rewards, she was quietly getting worn down. Then came the injury, the pause, the silence, and suddenly everything changed. Attendance started dropping. Broadcast ratings dipped hard. The WNBA, which had been basking in its Caitlin-fueled renaissance, was back in crisis mode. The fans didn't disappear, but the buzz, the energy, gone. And then, just as quickly as the hype dipped, boom, Nike detonates a branding bomb. A custom logo for Caitlin Clark. A full-blown, iconic, black and gold insignia dropped like a missile across social media, etched onto sneakers, hoodies, gear. Her name, not just in lights, but in legend. Forget Rookie of the Year. Forget the next big thing. This wasn't just marketing. This was coronation. Nike wasn't waiting for the league to catch up. They weren't sitting around hoping Clark could recover quietly and slide back in gently. No, they were planting their flag, staking millions on her return, her presence, her dominance. They're not just building a campaign. They're building a dynasty with Clark at the top. And let's be real, that logo, it wasn't just a swoosh moment. It was pressure, because when your face is printed on limited edition gear that sells out in minutes, when your name is stitched into a billion-dollar brand play, when your signature shoe is already being whispered about in secret collabs and high-end design meetings, you're no longer just a player. You're a product, and that product has to perform. That's the trap, the paradox, the pressure cooker. Caitlin Clark, this generational talent, this walking highlight reel, is being pulled in two directions. On one hand, she's still human, still recovering, still managing pain and expectations, and a league that hasn't protected her the way they should have. But on the other hand, she's the investment. Nike didn't roll out that logo because they're patient. They did it because they're ready. Ready to ship the shoes. Ready to launch the rollout. Ready for Q4 holiday sales. Ready to make billions. And every day she's not on the court, that investment sits still. That's why you're seeing the pressure spike. Whispers about her coming back soon. Teasers on social media. Practice footage conveniently leaked. Reporters dropping just enough hints to keep the narrative warm. Because the truth is the league needs her. The brand needs her. The momentum, the ratings, the viewership, the cultural conversation, it all needs her. She's not just a player anymore. She's the engine. And here's where it gets dark. Because as much as fans want to believe this is about basketball and growing the game, it's also about dollars. About the machine of sports marketing that takes a 22-year-old and wraps her in global campaigns, corporate deals, and national pressure like it's a badge of honor. But Clark's not a robot. She's a person. And when you're coming off an injury, when your body's still sore, your team is still limping through rotations, and the cameras are pointed at your every breath, what does it even mean to come back? Are you coming back because you're ready? Or are you coming back because you have to? Let's talk about that Nike deal for a second. 8 years, $28 million. That's life-changing money. That's generational wealth. That's a message. But more than anything, that's expectation. Nike is basically saying, you're not just a star, you're the future. Act like it. And Caitlin Clark? She's smart. She knows what this means. She knows that one logo doesn't just represent her name. It represents every little girl wearing number 22, every fan still defending her in comment sections, every frustrated teammate watching calls not go her way. It represents a promise. So yeah, she's a comeback. Of course she is, because she's Caitlin Clark. She doesn't run from pressure. She eats it. But the tragedy here, the part nobody wants to talk about, is that she's coming back because she has no choice. The league can't afford to lose her. Nike can't afford to slow the rollout. The media cycle can't afford a quiet offseason. So she'll lace up, she'll walk out onto that court, and the crowd will scream. The merch will fly, the cameras will zoom, and no one will ask, is she okay? Is she actually healed? Or just healed enough to sell tickets? Is this her timeline? Or the league's? Because when you become the product, you don't get to pick your pace. And that's the part that stings. Because we all love a comeback story. We all want to see her drop 30 again, drain logo threes, spark that electricity we've been missing. But what happens when a comeback isn't about the player? It's about the profit. What happens when the logo is launched, the rollout is live, and the pressure becomes physical? The answer? We watch anyway. Because we're addicted to the spectacle. We cheer when she scores. We post when she smiles. We celebrate the return, even if it's built on a foundation of exhaustion. But let me be clear, Caitlin Clark isn't going to be swallowed by this moment. She's too smart, too talented, too aware. She sees the pressure. She feels the weight. And instead of letting it crush her, she'll own it because she knows the stakes. She knows what it means to carry a league, a brand, a gender, a movement, all at once. And she knows this is bigger than basketball. This is about setting the tone for the next generation. The Nike logo, that's not a trophy. It's a warning. It says, be ready because the world is watching. And Clark, she's ready. She's coming back. Not for them, for herself. To take control of her own narrative. To play the way she wants to play. To remind everyone that the logo is just a symbol, and she is the story. And when she steps onto that court, don't look for apologies. Don't expect meekness. Because Caitlin Clark, logo and all, is about to show the world what happens when a player becomes a brand and refuses to let the brand define her. So buckle up, because the comeback, it's not just a return. It's a reclaiming. And this time, she's not just playing for the win. She's playing for everything. Stay loud in the comments. Hit that subscribe and tell me, do you think Clark's return is about timing or pressure? Either way, the logo's already lit. And Caitlin Clark is about to walk through the fire. All right, you want a full story? Let's go all the way in, because we're not stopping at a sneaker drop or a post-game press quote. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark stepping back on the court. This is about what happens when an athlete becomes a myth before she's even hit her peak, and then has to live up to the hype in real time, with every camera pointed at her, every brand clinging to her image, and a league literally built on her shoulders. Yeah, welcome to the Caitlin Clark industrial complex. Let's be real. Nike didn't just release that logo to celebrate a feel-good rookie story. That wasn't a round of applause. It was a declaration of ownership. It was a contract between the culture and capitalism. It said, this isn't just a moment. This is a market. And Caitlin Clark is the currency. That sleek, modern logo, already being slapped onto hoodies, bottles, backpacks, limited edition prints. You can feel the machine starting to rev up. She's not just a player now. She's productized, perfectly packaged for mass consumption, built for highlight reels, airport ads, TikTok filters, and motivational quotes on Pinterest. And the wildest part? She hasn't even had a full healthy season yet. But the pressure to return? Oh, it's here. It's loud. And it's coming from every direction. The WNBA needs her to return because without her, the wheels are wobbling. Ticket sales have slowed. Ratings have dipped. The storylines aren't sticking. There's no momentum. And in a league still struggling for consistent mainstream relevance, That's deadly. Nike needs her to return because they've just made the biggest bet on a female basketball player in modern history. They've already committed $28 million, plus production costs, marketing campaigns, distribution deals. If she's not playing, the machine grinds. The rollout stalls. The buzz fades. And the fans? Well, the fans just miss the magic. Because Clark doesn't just play basketball, she electrifies it. When she's on the floor, every second feels cinematic. She hits logo threes like it's nothing. Drops dimes across defenders with no-look casualness. Has that signature swagger that makes you think, oh, we're witnessing something historic. She's got that Jordan thing, that Serena thing, that you'll tell your kids you watched her live thing. And that's what makes this moment so complicated. Because right now, she's the most visible, marketable, polarizing athlete in women's basketball. And she's not even 100% healthy. She's still managing recovery, still fielding questions about her fitness, still trying to block out the noise while headlines whisper, will Caitlin return this week? League hopes for Clark's return before playoffs. Nike ramps up promotion ahead of Clark's comeback. Translation? TikTok, Caitlin. Everyone's waiting. But here's the thing they keep forgetting. She's not a commodity. She's not a racehorse to trot out when the betting starts. She's not a hologram built to post stats and smile for cameras. She's a human being. A young woman who just survived a media hurricane, a physical beatdown, and an entire league's worth of scrutiny. And now they want her to hit restart like nothing happened? Please, this isn't just a comeback. It's a test. Who owns Caitlin Clark? Is it Nike, with their branding empire and billion-dollar runway? Is it the WNBA, desperate for revival? Is it the fans who bought tickets and jerseys for their dogs and now want their ROI? Or is it her? Because that's the twist they didn't see coming. Caitlin Clark may be pressured from all sides, but she still holds the keys. She decides when she plays. She decides how far she'll go. She decides whether this moment becomes a breakthrough or a breaking point. And make no mistake, this moment is massive. Every single thing about her return has been curated for maximum impact. Leaked photos from practice. Strategic, unofficial interviews. Teammates subtly hyping her on social. Even the WNBA social media has started quietly building the drumbeat again. One cryptic post here, one teaser clip there. You can feel the buildup. Because when she does return, oh, it's going to be a spectacle. Picture it. The crowd is already standing before tip-off. The camera cuts to her in warm-ups, rocking her signature logo gear. The music swells. The announcers lean in. And then she checks in, not just as a player, but as a brand, a symbol, a comeback queen walking into the storm with her head high and her shoes laced tight. And from that moment on, every second will be dissected. Every move, every shot, every eye roll at the refs. Because that's the cost of the crown. Nike didn't give her a logo because they like her. They gave her a logo because they're betting on her to be the engine of the next era. The Jordan of women's basketball. The icon who not only lifts the league, but transcends it. And sure, that comes with the perks. The money, the influence, the cultural capital. But it also comes with expectations. And that's the knife's edge Clark is walking right now. She knows that if she comes back and dominates, she validates everything. The deal, the hype, the marketing, the faith placed in her. She becomes untouchable. But if she struggles, if she looks rusty, cautious, hesitant, the vultures will circle. They'll say she came back too soon. They'll say the pressure broke her. They'll say maybe she wasn't built for this after all. And that right there, that's the real game she's playing. Not just on hardwood, but in the hearts and minds of an entire industry that's banking on her to fix something much bigger than herself. But you know what? She's not flinching. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just another player in the pipeline. She's the moment. She's the reason little girls now show up to games with eyeliner numbers on their cheeks. She's the reason arena parking lots are full 3 hours before tip-off. She's the reason resale ticket prices for a rookie crack triple digits. That doesn't happen. And now, she's stepping into her second act. Wiser, tougher, Louder. This isn't the wide-eyed college phenom anymore. This is Caitlin Clark, the brand, the battle-tested, the blueprint. And when she walks back onto that court, it won't just be about points and possessions. It'll be about power. Who has it? Who wants it? And who's about to take it? So go ahead, buy the logo gear, mark the return date, prepare your tweets and takes. Just know that behind all of it is a woman who's had to navigate more in 12 months than most stars deal with in a lifetime. And she's still standing, still fighting, still writing the story in real time. And when that first shot drops, when she drains that logo 3, it's not just a bucket. It's a statement. I'm not back because you needed me. I'm back because I decided it was time. And with that, Caitlin Clark rewrites everything. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. This whole thing, the Nike logo, the media frenzy, the carefully worded press updates, it's not just hype anymore. It's strategy. It's tension. It's a slow-burning build-up to a cultural earthquake. And Caitlin Clark is the epicenter. She knows it. We know it. And trust me, the WNBA knows it too. Because Caitlin's not just being welcomed back. She's being summoned. By a league that's losing altitude without her. By a brand juggernaut that's ready to move product yesterday. By a fan base that's teetering between admiration and impatience. And here's the twist. She's still deciding how she wants to play it. Let's break that down for a second, because this is not your typical star returns from injury storyline. This isn't some heartwarming comeback montage set to Coldplay. This is chess. High stakes, ego-rattling, billion-dollar chess. Because Caitlin Clark isn't just coming back to help the Fever make a playoff push. She's returning to a world that's already moved her from player to savior. And no one, not the league, not Nike, not the fans, can quite agree on what that actually means. The WNBA, for its part, is desperate to get back to Caitlin Clark effect. Because since she stepped away, things haven't been cute. The numbers are down. Ticket resale prices have dropped. National broadcasts that used to buzz with Clark commentary have suddenly shifted to awkward silence or, worse, nostalgic clips of what was. It's like the whole ecosystem is holding its breath, hoping she walks back into the spotlight and fixes it all. Because the truth is, they need her to save the season. And they're not saying it out loud, but you can see it in the scheduling. You can see it in how every teaser trailer, every promo clip, every social media post is dangling her return like a carrot. They're not just marketing games anymore. They're marketing the moment she comes back. Because it's not just a comeback. It's a reset button. You can feel the tension in the way the league is moving. Like they know they put too much on her too soon. And now they're praying she still has gas in the tank. And Nike? Oh, Nike is ready. This logo drop was a warning shot. They're not here to wait. They're not here to see how things play out. They're not pacing themselves. They've already built the stage. The merch is printed. The inventory is locked and loaded. The partnerships are pre-signed. The money is in motion. And you think they're going to slow that train down because Caitlin's rehabbing? Please. They've already turned her into a global brand. A walking movement. The new face of women's sports, period. But here's what no one seems ready to admit. That pressure to return, it's not just external anymore. Because Caitlin Clark, she's watching it all. She knows exactly how much weight is on her name. She knows that every time someone compares her to Jordan or Kobe, the expectations double. She knows that when the league stalls in her absence, it becomes her responsibility, whether she asks for it or not. And what do you do when that kind of pressure starts to feel normal? You start pushing yourself to meet it, not because you're ready, but because you don't want to let everyone down. And that, right there, is the danger. That's what we don't talk about when we glamorize greatness. That it costs something. And Clark has already paid more than most rookies ever will. She came into the league with a target on her back. She's been fouled, shoved, taunted, scrutinized, criticized, deified, and blamed. And yet, somehow, she still shows up to practice, still shows up to film sessions, still shows up in the media, even when her face is exhausted, and you can tell she'd rather be anywhere else, because she knows the stakes. because she knows she's more than just a player now. She's the league's main character. So, yeah, there's pressure, but there's also purpose. And that's what makes her so damn special. She's not folding under it. She's turning it into fuel. That logo Nike just dropped, it's not just branding, it's a warning. It says she's coming. Not because she has to, but because she wants to remind everyone exactly who she is. So when she checks back into game, don't expect her play like she's easing in. Expect her to dominate. Expect her to hit that first deep three, turn to the camera, and smirk like she never left. Expect her to make a statement. Because she knows she's not just playing for herself anymore. She's playing for every girl who watched her get ignored by the refs and said, "That's not fair." She's playing for the future of the WNBA, which lives and dies on whether stars are allowed to be stars. And yeah, she's playing for Nike too. But here's the twist. She's using the logo to elevate her story, not the other way around. They're not building her brand. She's building theirs. And that's the real game. Caitlin Clark isn't here to fit into a mold. She's here to break it and then sell it back to you for $120 and a resale markup. So let them pressure her. Let them whisper about timelines and playoff windows and media value. Let the league quietly sweat while pretending they're giving her space. Let the fans count down the days and the brands refresh their launch calendars. Because Clark, she's coming. Not for them. For herself. To take back the narrative. To finish what she started. To walk to the fire, logo blazing, and remind the world that you can't rush greatness. You can only watch as it steps onto the court and takes over. So yeah, she's about to return. And when she does, don't call it a comeback. Call it Caitlin Clark, Act 2. Because this time, she's not just carrying the league. She's owning it.